Welcome to Doc Marshall's 2021 bracketology here. Just to go really big picture just for a second now, is I haven't got to watch as much basketball as I'd like to, but I do got a couple tips out there. Of course, everyone's missing the Dukes and the North Carolinas, the Kentuckys of the world not being in this tournament. So I think it's wide open. And I know I'm a little bit prejudiced about this, but I think the Big 12 is by far and away the best basketball league in the nation. So as you look at my bracket, I'm going to go heavy on the Big 12. But just to start this things off, we've got this down to our Sweet 16, and I don't think there's any big surprises here. Gonzaga's loaded, and Michigan, Texas. Over on this side, the Baylor's and Tech, Ohio State, Illinois, Oklahoma State, West Virginia. So basically, we got all the Big 12 making it to the Sweet 16. But here's your first upset alert. Now, I know there's going to be some folks back home that are upset with me, but I'm thinking that the Wheat Shocks upset KU. You just got to go back to, I think it was about 2015, and the Wheat Shocks put a thumping on KU by 13 points. And don't forget that thriller back in 1981 when Wichita State upset KU by 1 point. Now, listen, I was raised on KU basketball and some K-State basketball, but my first game ever I got to see 1976 at old Henry Levitt Arena in Wichita State. My brother drove me over there with one of his buddies, and Indiana State had a tall forward, about 6'9", kind of a funny looking nose, and he lit up the Wheat Shocks for 33 points. I'd never seen anybody like him, Larry Bird. So I think we all go back to those first memories, our first basketball game, our first real college game we got to see. So I've always had a soft spot in my heart for the Wheat Shocks. So anyway, on with my tournament bracket here as well. So we're going to write Wichita State here. And then some easy parts of the bracket. Let's fly through this. Of course, you're going to take Gonzaga, the number 1 seed. They have an NBA player on there, maybe a couple of them. And certainly they're laden with seniors. Wichita State, Oregon. Again, I'm going to go with the Wheat Shocks carrying through this as the big upset, the lowest seed ever, probably to advance to an Elite 8, I'm guessing. Michigan's a shoe-in here. Though they've been known to clutch in tournaments. They have not really performed well in tournaments. They're kind of an underperformer. Texas is loaded with talent. I mean, incredible talent. If they get it together, they're going to make a lot of noise in this tournament if they play up to their potential. Over on this side, again, you got to go with the Big 12 team, Baylor. I think they probably have 1 or 2 first-round draft picks. They are loaded. Texas Tech, got to keep your pistols up. Again, another Big 12 school. Oklahoma State, Illinois. I love the Cowboys. I love them. But this is probably as far as Oklahoma State goes. I hate to do this, but I think the Illini will pull this one off. West Virginia and Houston. I'm telling you what, Coach Huggins can coach. I'm still mad at him for leaving K-State, but at least he left it for his alma mater. So I'm going to go with Huggy Bear in West Virginia. I hope his heart stays healthy and he's able to keep coaching for many more years because he can coach basketball. All right. Maybe we'll finish out this side. Baylor, Texas Tech. Now, this is Baylor. You've got to have Baylor going far in this tournament to win this all. Illinois, West Virginia. Again, I'm going with Coach Huggy Bear and the West Virginia Mountaineers. I think that they pull this upset off, so that's another upset for you. Over on this side, we got WSU and Gonzaga over here. So we're going to take another big upset special here. Wichita State University. Going to be pulling off that upset. Down here, we're going to go with Michigan and Texas as well. On this game, I'm going to go with Texas, the Longhorns. Again, incredible talent. There's another upset for you. So we got our Final Four set up. Wichita State versus Texas. Baylor versus West Virginia. Again, this is when it gets really hard to make picks. By now, you got to figure out which team is hot. Which one's going to be hot by this point? Who's healthy? Don't forget, we got lots of health issues going into this particular tournament. But I'm going to have to go with Baylor here. I think that's the end of the road for West Virginia. Texas versus Wichita State. I'm going to keep going with Wichita State. So there you have your final Wichita State versus Baylor, your upset special of the year. Wichita State, the Wheat Shockers pull this off again, and our national champions bringing that title back to Wichita. And there you have it. There's my bracket. March 2021. Go Wheat Chalks.